Hello my friends, what's happening? It's Baltic back once again for the Drunken Celts, and as always I've got my man Bolby with me. What's happening, Bolby?
How's it going? Not much, just chilling out on the Kingdom Come.
The old Kingdom Come, we'll be getting into a bit of discussion on that later on. We've also got a very special guest. We've recruited in Mr. Export. What's happening, X?
Not much, man. How is everybody?
I'm all good, mate, all good. Excited to talk about some games to you lads.
Yep, just sitting here eagerly waiting for, you know what I mean, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order to get unlocked.
That's right, you're waiting on the countdown for that, so we may as well just kick off with that before we get into anything else.
Nice.
So,
Star Wars at the room.
Yeah, man, well, it's a good way to start, isn't it? So, like, right after the bat, like, you're waiting, it's like out in an hour and a half or something, you're saying?
It's out in 1 hour and 8 minutes. That's my countdown on my dashboard is.
Yeah, that's for us, you know, mere peasants that have had to, you know, buy the normal game. We don't get advanced copies or anything like that. We play it fast and loose here at the Drunken Celts. Yeah. But so tell us, G, what are you looking forward to this game? Have you seen much about it? Do you know much?
I know bits and pieces because I've tried to stay away actually too many spoilers and stuff like that. I've watched a wee bit of gameplay. I kind of, you know, roughly know what the story's about. Set after the fall of the, you know, the Jedi Council and everything like that, after Revenge of the Sith. So it's set between the Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. How much in between, I don't actually know, but looking at the trailer and the stormtroopers and stuff like that, it's probably kind of close to nearer A New Hope than it was Revenge of the Sith, because you play a Padawan who's managed to escape Order 66. Whose Jedi Master died to save him or something like that, I don't know.
So that's the backstory. See, you've just told me more I know about the game than anything then already.
I don't know. Things I'm looking forward to in it, I'm hoping you can sway to the dark side and stuff like that, you know, like the old Jedi Outcast games and stuff like that. Dark forces kind of go dark in this game.
Yeah, you could pick some dark side powers, couldn't you, in that game?
I'm wanting a kind of balanced, good single player. What I've seen so far, kind of reminds me slightly about like Uncharted, where it does wall runs and stuff like that. Even though you don't do really wall runs in Uncharted, but you know the kind of slightly free roam aspect of it. It's got a kind of the force and least elements kicking about. They've obviously, you know, taken a lot of kind of inspiration for the kind of games and gameplay for this, I think. Really like there's an idea that you can, you've got your ship and you can fly to different planets. How freely you can do that, I don't know.
Well, what I've seen,
proof will be in the pudding.
Yeah, what I've seen, I mean, everything you've said there's pretty much bang on for the trailers, but I did notice that EA is getting a bit of stick with how they're promoting this game, because apparently they're making it look a bit more like The Force Unleashed than it actually is. So as you know, The Force Unleashed was a pretty linear experience. You know what I mean? You didn't have any of this free roaming customization, but what you were saying there about your ship and everything, it sounds really minted, mate. So you've got like a couple of systems you can go about and land on certain planets, and they're all different kind of looking, aesthetics and everything, like your ice planets, all the rest of it. And it looks really interesting, and apparently you can kind of visit them in kind of any order you really want. But there's a bit of Metroidvania in there where you need certain power-ups to unlock certain areas of that map. Do you know what I mean? To access different areas. And one thing I just seen, so I've been on media blackout pretty much with this as well, G, until last night, was there's a lot of platforming in it, man, they say. An awful lot of platforming. It reminds me of kind of Prince of Persia, to be honest. Some of the shit I was watching. It looks absolutely minted, mate. I was watching this bit where he does like 3 wall runs in a row, jumps onto a rope, swings off that, fucking does another wall run, does another couple of jumps, our mad things, and this is all you running, controlling it.
That sounds fucking excellent, man.
So,
really good.
Alright, well, so I've heard what you mentioned earlier, Baltic, about, I don't know if you know anything about this Expo, but the combat's supposed to be a bit Dark Souls-y.
Yeah, man, I know, I think I've heard that, man. Definitely, that's good. Instead of straight in just hack and slash it, man, you want a bit of fucking realism to your fucking, because hopefully as you progress through the game you'll just be more fluent in the base and so much easier to take out certain things and stuff. I know.
Well, I'll tell you something now.
Jedi progresses. That'll be good.
I'll tell you something now. If it's got difficulties in the combat, like anything near Dark Souls, I'll be very intrigued and I want to pick it up.
Yeah, and that's not all they were saying. One of the guys I was watching was saying you can do kind of Tenchu style takedowns as well, where you can jump off of roofs and stab fuckers and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
It sounds as if there's quite kind of enough deepness there in the combat where it's going to be good. They were also saying something about they've got a mechanic similar to Sekiro, mate, and neither of us have played this. You did though, and it's something that's not just an energy bar the bosses have got. They've got a kind of forget what they called it, but it's like another bar that you can, a stance bar or something that you can break down. And once you actually get that done, you can take bits off the bosses and stuff like that.
Oh, are you talking about poise?
Something like that. They called it something else, but you know what I mean. Basically a similar mechanic to that they've got as well, where you can do other mad special moves. The guy said they get minted finishers as well. So I'm really looking forward to the combat.
That's awesome, man. No, I think he's a bit get that in the nail on the head there, because like what I've been hearing as well is like, obviously it's kind of like, they tried to say it's like not like God of War, but the kind of free roam like God of War. So set pieces like God of War. Then you've got your Dark Souls stuff that you're saying, maybe the Uncharted element in there, the old Force Unleashed type stuff. You know, a whole kind of mixture put into the bag there to kind of make the.
Well, that's it. It seems like they've taken bits for like all the popular games that were
inspiration out of different games. Yeah.
And do you know who's making it? It's Respawn. It's the dudes behind Titanfall. So, I mean, that Titanfall 2 campaign was really, really good. I thought it was one of my favourite first-person shooter campaigns in a long, long time.
Yeah. Well, I just hope, for the sake of the game, that Respawn have had most of the control, because you know, talking EA.
Yep.
And I've not seen. Yeah, I've not really seen anything of the game Expo. You know more obviously, but I really hope they don't fuck it up, because I'm sick of EA fucking screwing things over. You know what I mean?
They've done fuck all with that Star Wars license, but fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know,
so
I mean, the Battlefront
games. Control. Sorry, carry on.
No, I'm saying I'm just going to go through their faults, but we all know, Battlefront was it redeemed itself a wee bit, but I mean that whole Battlefront 2 situation with the loot box shit and the pay to win mechanics in a full price game. It was free to play mechanics in a full price game basically. I know they've sorted it now, but still.
Well, I hope not, because I'm wanting this to be a good game, and there's like I've told you, Expo, and I mentioned to you earlier, Baltic. I saw something. I was just flashing by on YouTube. I saw something about oh no, EA's making this a service game or something, and I hope that's not fucking coming true. Yeah. Because I don't know in what sense it would be like that. I can't imagine. Like, is it? It's a single player game, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't know if someone's heard something about them releasing content over time or something. I mean, as long as the game is released as a full enough game, I wouldn't be bothered about that.
Yeah, and then it expands the DLC.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how true that is. It's just something I saw flashing by. I wish I'd have watched it. I didn't.
I know, well, I don't know for sure, but I just know that what I've read, I've seen, there's no loot boxes in this, so it's not that type of game, so...
Well, it won't be that kind of game, but service game doesn't particularly mean just loot boxes. What service game usually means is that they bring out a half-finished game and they release the rest of it over time.
Yeah.
I mean...
They'll tie you in with some, things. But what you said...
I'm all for this game, sorry, Les, if single-player wise, like, if it gets to that point, it's great. It's been a great campaign, in this type of game I'm looking for, 8 hours? Be happy with that? 9 hours? I don't know, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a lot longer than that, because the open world and the Metroid things, I think you'll be able to go, probably if you wanted to whack through it, you might get through this game in 12, maybe more hours, but I think there is other things to sink your teeth into there, for what I've heard in the previews anyway. Because one thing that does concern me, they've embargoed it right up to today, I think.
So it's typically though, isn't it, that?
No, well, that is, I suppose. And they know it's going to sell.
This game, So guys, what I really want to do in this game, and if they're going to add shit to it, if it's not in the game just now, if they're going to add shit to it later on, I'd really love to just walk about Coruscant. That's because and see what that's like in gaming. If you're not around, I mean, you all know what Coruscant was like. That's where the Jedi Council was and stuff. And it was
the big robot.
It's not open world, is it?
Planet. It's semi-open world, whereas in. Do you know like God of War had the big sections, mate?
That's what I like to hear,
like
mate, because I don't trust open world anymore. I fucking just, I'm sick of that.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning about the God of War.
Yeah, if it's hub world or anything based on God of War or anything like that kind of style of game, then I'm going to be all for it. You know what I mean?
That actually seems to be the way a lot of the industry's going now. I mean, that's the way Outer Worlds is. It's wee sections, wee kind of bits rather than a big, huge, sprawling map. And as you say, I prefer it. It means it's more customised. But saying that, I mean, we're not finished with Star Wars yet, but there is a open world game we're going to be talking about later on that's just blowing both of our minds.
That game does it fucking right.
Yeah.
Right, well, if we're getting Star Wars out in 58 minutes, check that out soon. Right, I'm going to ask you a question, guys. I don't know if you know about it or if you know anything about it. All I know is like the Naughty Dog are doing a new IP.
Nice.
New IP?
Yeah.
Will this possibly be a PlayStation 5 launch title maybe or something?
I don't know. That's all I know. And what I've read the article, nobody seems to know, you know what I mean? Just they know that they're doing a new IP. It's not Uncharted, it's not Crash Bandicoot, it's not The Last of Us, there's a new IP.
Good.
I've not actually heard anything about that, first I've heard. So I don't know.
So, we'll just leave that to the ether just now over there to the...
Well, I can't imagine it being a PS5 launch title with Last of Us 2, you know, on the horizon. That's just got a delay. So obviously all their resources are in that game, so I can't imagine it being a PS5 launch.
Is that actually right, Bulby? Because I think they've got two teams, dude. They had the team that worked on Uncharted 4 is not the same team that's been working on Last of Us. Last of Us 2, that's the team
I didn't know that.
Aye, apparently Last of Us 2, the same team after Last of Us 1 basically went straight on to Last of Us 2. And the Uncharted squad went on to make the Lost Legacy DLC.
Well, yeah, I suppose that would make sense because if the Last of Us 2 is going to need a hell of a lot of manpower, and I can't see them dividing that crew up. So that would make sense, but I didn't know that. So.
Aye, apparently it's taken that long. So, I mean, and the fact, remember how they had the announcement and then they delayed it like 2 days after they announced the date? Do you know what I mean? That was pretty funny.
That killed me. That did. That proper killed me.
I mean, I think I read the guy's tweet, man, and he was like, "Aye, we're fucking Mongos." You know what I mean? We've just pure underestimated what we're going to need today to finish the game to the standard we want. But I'm sure you boys don't mind waiting. You know what I mean? I don't mind waiting an extra couple months.
It's a bit like, I know this is going way off topic, but it's a bit like Paramount at the minute, where they've just redone the fucking Sonic thing and they've just fucking rehauled Sonic for the movie.
Oh, that's right, because everybody's seen him and it looked hideous.
It looks awesome, by the way. I was going to bring that up there.
What?
Guys, actually, the new Sonic movie.
Yeah, it does look good. Awesome. He actually looks like Sonic, and what my point was going to be is that, credit to Paramount for doing that, you know what I mean? It's fucking, they've seen that the backlash was like, oh, we don't like it, and they've actually delayed it and not thought about, oh, we need the fucking money. They've delayed it. And I think that's what games need to do, and if Naughty Dog are doing that, I'm all for it. And Final Fantasy's just had the delay as well, so...
Yeah. Like Sonic, the original trailer, he looked really cute and cuddly, didn't he? Not like...
Yeah. What's the other game that's just had the delay? Doom, not fucking Final Fantasy, Doom.
Doom's just been delayed as well? Oh,
that was coming out it was due to come out in 1 week tomorrow, because it was coming out on my birthday. But it's been pushed back to March, I think.
Wow. So, see the beginning of next year. Let's just go totally off. I mean, this is the thing. With fast and loose, we don't really play by any set rules, so we can go where the come. But the beginning of next year is looking a bit fucking beastly, man.
Oh, it's going to be fucking dying.
Yeah, I mean, that's even if the thing is, I don't know, probably you boys will feel the same. I know you certainly will, G. You limited time and stuff. But even with all the time in the world, I feel you can't keep up with the amount of good games that are out. You know?
No, I mean, it's just lately there's been a barrage of fucking games, isn't there?
Yeah. So that's a nice segue into. So with all these games that are out, what have we decided today, Balby, is go and play a game that's been out for 2 years or almost 2 years now.
I don't know. I think it
2018,
came out
sorry.
last year?
2018 it came out.
Yeah.
I think it was a kind of earlier in the year, March or something. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. It's been out for a while now anyway. The new version, the Royal Edition's just come out, and of course I'm talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh my god.
Yeah, mate. I mean,
I'm kicking myself, right, because my game of the year for last year should have been Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yep.
And I don't think we can count it in this year now, but I'm going to count it in as a game I've played this year as being game of the year. It's definitely my favourite game this year that I've played. So.
And that says a lot because you've played quite a lot this year, dude.
It's Greedfall was your game of the year, the nominee, wasn't it, man?
Yeah,
and
for
then
official
before
game
that
of the year. It's for official game of actually this year. It's going to be a toss-up between Greedfall, Bloodstain, and fucking that Indivisible. It's going to be a toss-up between them for me. But for the best game I've actually played this year is definitely Kingdom Come Deliverance. What a fucking game!
Yeah. So let's just set folk up. I mean, a lot of people have seen this game, just like us, Balby, and no picked it up yet.
Yeah.
One thing or another might have put you off with it. I know a lot of the reviews there. I mean, a few people get bad reviews and stuff like that, but if you watch any kind of reviewer that knows his stuff, you'll see they tend to actually fall in love with this game. I think it's been the same for me and Balby. I know you're well more further down the rabbit hole than I am, you know. I've just started. I'm probably about 15, 16 hours in, and that really does feel like just starting, just getting to plant your... Yeah, just scratching the surface, mate. Just planting your foot in the first wee steps of this adventure of Henry. And what... To set it up, it's a open world RPG, and it's old school as fuck in RPG mechanics, okay? As in, like, there's no fucking about here. You are shit at everything when you start. There's no wizard class, there's no nothing. You do play the role of this blacksmith's son, and there's no magic or nothing. It's no set in the fantasy realm. It's set in, I think, Bohemia 1400s, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
I mean 1400s, yeah.
And it basically opens up, and there's a lot of things we're going to talk about with this game. There's too much to actually, I don't know how to unpack all, but we'll try and start at the beginning, Balby. Right?
Can I just say something before you continue with that game?
Yeah, of course.
What I've seen in the stream that you've done there, Balby, I've never seen a game of hide and seek look so sexy. But
you said something interesting though when you said you seen it, man. Do you remember what that was, G? About you thought it looked like...
It looked like a poor man's Skyrim. A bad Skyrim.
And I nearly just completely left the chat when you said that.
It did. But that's just my opinion of what graphics like, because you know me, I'm a graphics viewer and stuff like that. But the more I watch what you're streaming, I was like, the more I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, mate, compared to Skyrim, it is actually better looking as well. The character models, the voice acting, everything in that game is a lot better. And it's from a smaller studio.
Yeah. The thing to defend G there, though, that I think the bit he seen was when you're crawling about a house at night, and that's no maybe the best selling thing. But when you look at the size of this open world that they've executed, and the fucking detail within it, and I've only uncovered fucking a tiny fraction of it so far, but the actual detail is one of the most kind of believable open worlds I've ever been in.
Yeah, it is. It just pisses all over these open worlds that have been coming out recently. Completely destroyed.
It really does. Because see that house he was in there, G? There are literally probably thousands of houses in this world that you can go in and do the same kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, and there's not a single building you can't enter.
Yep. I mean, you might have to lockpick it, and the lockpicking's fucking hard, man. but it's good.
I thought it was funny. You're locked behind the house. You open the door and there was a woman just about going to bed. And you're like, "Well, what are you doing still up, man? You should be off to bed." You just like hightailed it.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You see, this is how alive the game is that you can't predict that someone's going to be going to bed just because it's night time. Like in a lot of games, when it's night time, say it's the games around this same kind of genre and this same kind of style, you can predict everything, and it's very predictive. In this game, people will get up if they hear a noise outside and they'll go and check on it. You know what I mean? So if you stumble or you make too much noise opening the door, they'll get up, they'll hear it, they'll be like, "What the hell was that?" And they'll come down and they'll check it out. And that's what you've got to be aware of constantly in the game. And that's what is so good about it, is that everyone in that game has their life and they're going about the business. No matter what impact you have. Yeah, no matter what impact you have on that game, everyone is still going about their daily fucking business. They go down to the fucking river to collect water in the day. They go down, the millers will be fucking collecting flour and taking that into the building. There'll be, everything. There's just people going around the business. People in the pub getting pissed up all day. You can sit in the tavern and you can just listen to these pissheads talking about random shit for the whole day.
Yeah. And I mean, plenty of other games have done similar things, the workers have. I mean, Assassin's Creed would be a thing where they say, "Oh, this is an open world, you'll see, you can follow the guy tanning the carpet and doing all that." But you can't interact with that dude. Whereas in Kingdom Come, you could fuck with this wee dude's life if you really wanted to. you could follow him home, rob his fucking complete entire fucking stash of everything, leave him penniless, and he'll be out in the street the next day. That's the kind of shit.
You can. And what makes me laugh is
do you see that happening? If he was penniless, he actually be begging.
Alright, what happens, G, if you rob someone, say you rob someone who's walking up and down the road, of all their clothes and possessions they've got on them, for the next probably week in the game, they'll be wearing scruffy clothes until they get the money to get them clothes back.
That's awesome.
The level of detail.
You're like a school bully, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing as, mate.
Give me your lunch.
Well, that's the other thing. Bobby's chose one way. I mean, he's chose to go the rogue lifestyle, but this is a true RPG in the fact that you can roleplay. The main character, you get Henry, right? He's a blank slate. Yeah, he's got a wee bit of his fucking attitude and stuff, but you do get to kind of choose the way you want him to be. Do you want him to be, marry a scholar?
It's completely open-ended, mate. Completely.
Yeah, you can be everything basically in it. Your RPG tropes. But what I found was quite mental about this game. I played it I'm playing it on that Xbox Game Pass, G, and it's amazing the games that pop up in that thing. Still to this day, I'm thinking what an amazing deal that shit is. But I played the first intro, what I thought was the intro, right up to where you're escaping the village. The first village when it comes under attack with the big army that come at you. And I don't know, I think that was about 4 hours in for me, because I was exploring all that village and stuff, maybe about 3-4 hours at least.
You can completely live for a good 4 or 5 hours in your first village.
Yep, right. So I'm running away, and this is where I got to in the game. And then I kept getting killed, running away, trying to save this bird and all that, and I left the game. And it wasn't until Balby picked it up just the other week, and he was like, "Oh mate, this game, you told me another few things." And I was just like, right, I've got to give it another shot. And so I put it back on, first time I escaped with that. You go then and do another couple of sections, and then the intro rolls. So you're like 6-7 hours into this game, and the intro starts rolling, G. That's how fucking deep this fucking game becomes. And for a fact, see until that thing goes, you can't even learn some of the moves in the game. You start off, you're a blacksmith's son, you can't just pick up a sword and start wielding it against cunts. Just beat you down, don't they, Bobby, man? They just destroy you.
He doesn't even know how to properly swing a sword when he first start the game. It's just you're literally fucking, he's just a class clown who's never learned a damn thing.
Useless. But it's so funny building up to that, and that's where you say the open-endedness comes in, Bobby. So Bobby gets to the point in the game and decides to go rogue. I'll let you describe it, Bobby.
Well, basically what it was, after that lengthy little prologue of getting out your village and everything that you've just spoke about, you get to the next town after getting your ass kicked by fucking this arsehole who's just taking everything off you. You literally lose everything. After what you think is building your character up for the first 5-6 hours, you start collecting shit. You've got a horse, you've got a sword. You get everything just stripped off you, and you're like, what the fuck? So I got to this mill, and I thought, well, what can I do now? I've got no money, I've got no clothes, no nothing, no fucking swords, no armour, no fucking horse. And I just thought, well, I'm gonna... The mill guy teaches you a few basics in lockpicking and pickpocketing, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go down this route and just try and earn a bit of money. Little did I know, I'd become the richest bastard in Bohemia in about 15 hours. Honestly, it is so addictive, I cannot stop raiding villages. But I've got to the point now where I start to feel bad and I'm starting to overpay for things that I'm buying because just to kind of pay them back, because it was just like a stepping stone for me to get where I needed to be to progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's so many different ways of going about it. You can go down the hunting route, which takes a little bit longer to earn your money, but it is profitable in the long run, but it takes a lot longer. And I just wanted to go down this thieving route because I just find it so cool. I never usually go down the bad route in games, but I just felt like because of everything that happened to my... You witness your mother and father being killed, you get kicked out of your hometown, and you've got nothing. And I just think, well, in real life, I'd want to get them cunts back, and I get them back as quick as I could. So I wanted to build my character up in the quickest, most proficient way that I could, and I just found that to be the best way. And that's what I love about the game. It's just so open-ended. It allows you to do and live however you like.
Exactly, and I mean, you did that even before you'd finished the proper, shall we say, tutorial. Do you know what I mean? And that's another good thing about the game. You can OP your stuff, whatever you want to go and do, and get yourself good at. Like just by doing it, you get good at it.
Yeah, you literally to be good at sword. Yeah, to be good at sword fighting, you literally have to train with a guy in a training ring at sword fighting. It's just it sounds boring on paper, but it just comes across in the game, and you get so involved and immersed in this world. And the way it makes you feel is just unreal.
Sorry, Bobby, if you kind of pick up the...
Alright, Carl.
Just where are you on Baltic?
I've already invited you into my party, dude, and you just need to press go to social. If you go into your menu and go to social, but you can select my name and then go to it. Should be able to work it out, dude. Anyway,
it didn't work, man.
Well,
let's just...
It doesn't... Well, just... It doesn't matter, dude. You don't need to be standing beside me, do you?
I'm in the Alps, you're in Alaska.
Right, okay.
That'll be why we can't see you, right?
Probably, yeah. Different continents.
It's been a wee while since...
But anyway, back to the game chat, G. Right, so... Fucking... I know when you seen it, you were like, oh, is that a cheap man Skyrim? That looks like an old PC game. And the old PC game bit was fucking real on the button, because I remember old PC games where you had to do... It was mere immersion into the world and the things you could do in the world, and as Bobby said, screw with NPCs and stuff like that. And for instance, there's a bit in this game where, as Bobby says, you're left with nothing, right? You've literally got to do nothing. And the dude, the first thing he wants you to go and do, right, this isn't a spoiler at the end of the day, you know what I mean? First thing the dude gives you a job is go to some executioner's house, dig up a grave and steal a ring. Or you can go and meet the Lord and work for him and be the goody good two shoes. So it gives you the thing straight off the bat, like, well, this is a grey area, do what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? And you can really role play that kind of certain character. I thought what you said to me the other night was fucking hilarious, because he stole so many groschner off of all the people in the world. He started overpaying for things in the shop just because he feels guilty. Now what other game could make you do
society
that?
back a little bit.
Yeah, man. But I mean, just there's so much to hit in this game, but the main thing we want to really get across, I think you'd agree, Bulby, is the immersion level that you get.
Yeah, it's just next level. I've never been so immersed. I mean, for instance, mate, I'm taking 3 or 4 washes in that game a day. I don't even do that in real life. You know what I mean?
And that's the silly things. There is mechanics like you have to keep clean. People react to you different if your armour's dirty, if you're smelling. You have to eat So you have to keep your nourishment and your energy levels up. When you sleep, both of them, your energy goes up, your nourishment drops, and you've got to manage all of this. Oh, what you try to do? Impersonate Death Stranding
it's
there,
not like
it was a bit of Death Stranding there, sorry.
But it's not like the annoying like level of like you've got to keep eating, and it's not like a survival game annoyance. You know, it doesn't feel like it's always on your case. It just feels normal. It feels normal to the point where you actually want to do it.
Oh, totally.
You're actually wanting to have something to eat, and you're actually wanting to go to bed and just, because when you go to bed it saves your game as well, so that's another benefit of it.
And that's the thing that it kind of corrals you into doing that. I mean, you can't save the food, but it's more expensive. Obviously, as you get later on doing the game, that will not become as much of a problem. You'll have funnels.
It has got to be said though, mate. I mean, you'll probably not know this yet, but later down the perks and stuff, there are perks that slow down your energy level drops and your health and your eating and stuff like that, so you can actually get to the point where you don't really have to do it very often. You can do it every 2 or 3 days, you know what I mean?
And see what you're saying there about the perks, that's one of the most impressive systems in the game so far, and I'm only just scratching it. But the perks feel totally natural the way you get them, because you're getting them for what you're doing, and they're really useful. But they're also, some of them will come with certain penalties, so they'll say, run 20% faster, but your stamina bar will decline 20% faster. So it's a kind of, they feel like big decisions when you're making them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of skills like that. There's stuff like that. It says +2 strength, but +1, -1 charisma and speech. You know what I mean? Because you're a bit of a nuthead. You know what I mean?
Aye, yeah, exactly.
So.
And what I thought was interesting, you were telling me earlier on today, you had to learn to read in the game.
Oh, I got so.
Check this, G, for immersion.
Oh, I got so involved with this. Yeah, you have to go to this guy. You have to find this guy, and he takes up the whole day in the in-game time of teaching the basics of the language and stuff. But he also teaches you Latin as well. So once you've mastered that day, you have to read a book back to him, and you have to read a Latin book back to him, and then you've got the ability of going out and reading books for yourself. And all these books in the world, they add to your reading skill tree sort of thing. And there's also books for like certain skills that help your strength, they help your lockpicking, there's books on thievery and stuff like that, and they all add to it, and it takes a certain amount of time to go through them books within the day and stuff like that, and it's just fucking unbelievable. I mean, how you can get obsessed with reading. I've done it for literally the whole day, and I've gone from level 0 to I think I'm level 12 on reading now, and that doesn't sound a lot, but that takes a while to get up there, as you will know, Baltic. Your skills don't go fucking
they don't
quick, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, it depends what perks you select. For instance, in the reading tree, there's the second or third perk down is something to do with when you're sitting comfortably, you get more bonus experience from reading. So I've got that on. So now my books are giving me more experience. So that's probably why I've gone a bit quicker than you would. But
I just got somewhere comfy and
but that's an example of how good the perks can be in the game. It's just something simple as sitting down and reading a book, which is probably what you do in real life. You don't walk around reading a fucking book, do you? You sit down and read it, so it gives you a bonus if you do that. And it's just fucking brilliant. I love just sitting down and reading books in the game now.
And that's it. Who would have thought, if I said to you, Bobby, oh mate, I know this brilliant fucking game, mate, you can sit and read books. You'd be like, fuck off, mate. But just because the way the world is, the way it builds, and the way it helps your character, it really just does make sense, and it's fun to do. That's another thing I want to mention about this game, and we were talking about it as well, was see the actual fucking voice acting and the fucking animations and everything in this, and the story.
So good.
It's so fucking good, and it draws you in so much. That's the one thing I wasn't expecting. Now, everybody nowadays is going on about the Outer Worlds, how good that is, because of all the voice options.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's like a Fallout kind of game, G. It's just
fuck Fallout. I hate Fallout. Sorry, I've never played it, but I hate it. Try them all day.
Yep. And that's the kind of educated response you expect here at the Drunken Celts. But I mean, it's just like everybody's going on about that. Oh, how good this game is, the freedom you have in that, the things that you can say. I'll tell you right now, Kingdom Come's better, far better. You know what I mean? I'm having far. As soon as I played this game again, I've been trying still to get through Days Gone and Outer Worlds. You know, both of the games get flung to fuck. I was just like, no, that's
get my days gone back then, didn't it? That was awesome.
Aye. You certainly can, mate.
It just goes to show you between two different games. I mean, I've just done 20 hours of Days Gone myself, mate, and the open world in that is tedious. It's so tedious, and it's so annoying to go through. But it just shows you, like, the open world in Kingdom Come is just such a joy to go through because of how real it feels. It feels so real. It feels like you're in there, and I suppose the first person helps with that. I mean, I think if every game had first person, it'd probably be a little bit more immersive. But they've just got the tone right on this game. The era that it's set in, the wildlife, the land is beautiful. The people, everyone going about their own business, it all brings you into the game. It's so fucking good.
That's the thing, Bobby, it's all the wee things that just keep adding up and adding up. And I mean, there's things like, oh, you can't save unless you go to sleep in your bed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then people might think that's annoying, but it draws you into immersion. Plus, as you say, it encourages you to go to sleep, because by night time you're looking at your energy, you're looking at your thing. Yeah. I've been running about all day and it does feel like a day. Do you know what I mean? Even though it's obviously it's
you have got it's got to be said that you have got other ways of saving. You've got your save your schnapps, which is a kind of alcoholic drink in the game that allows you to save wherever you want, but you've got to use them tactically.
Oh, I'll be back in a second, guys. You just keep going.
And you've also got, you can save and exit to menu whenever you want. So you say you're in the middle of a mission, you can just exit out. So there's not that, oh God, I'm in a mission, I need to get off the computer. Shit, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? Lose an hour's progress. No, it covers you on every fucking ground, this game does. You can just exit to the main menu and it'll save. It'll bring you back in. When you brought back in off that save, it deletes it. So you can't manipulate that save, which is just clever on their behalf, you know what I mean? So you can't just save scum. But they've thought of everything on this game, they really have. It's just something, cool. I don't know, it's a pure fucking 10 out of 10 for me so far.
It's meant it, man.
Alright, well, Baltic stopped off onto the phone.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking, playing about this steep, just freestyling down the mountain, man. This mountain has went on forever. It was like it's never ending, you know what I mean? I don't know if you ever played Steep, man, but it's just cool for me.
My little lad has got it on his computer. I've played a little bit with him, like, but it's, I don't know. I used to like SSX back in the day, and cool. Was it Cool Borders?
I had Cool Borders and SSX.
Yeah, I played a little bit of them, but I was never too much into snowboarding. It's just, I don't know.
No, I totally get you. I mean, I wasn't a huge big fan either, but the whole thing that got me with this was the more open worldness of it, if you like, and you've got your wingsuit flying, you know what I mean, going down the mountains. Proximity flying, sorry, wingsuit flying, proximity, say wingsuit flying, can't see it there. Yeah. Proximity wingsuit flying, I keep going, I say sighing. Jeez. Oh dear. A few other bits and pieces, but yeah, I mean, it's good for a wee Google.
But, talking about stumbling down mountains, I think that'll bring us nicely on to Death Stranding.
Did you see it?
It certainly does, and that's why I put this game on, actually, Bobby, the night. If anybody watches the beginning of the stream, they'll see me climbing up a mountain without falling on my arse once. And if that's what you want to do in the game, Steep's just as good.
Good old Norman Reedus can't do it with a backpack on his back.
No.
Don't fucking slate Norman Reedus, man. Don't fucking piss off Daryl Dixon, man. He's my hero.
No, you got me wrong. Norman Reedus. I'm not slating Norman Reedus. I mean, I'm not slating Daryl. I'm slating Norman Reedus. Daryl is a different thing.
No in G's mind.
No, I mean, to be fair, it's called Sam bloody Porter Bridges or some shit in this game, isn't he? So
is he?
Did you know quickly before you do this, right? Talking about Death Stranding, did you know that they had Norman Reedus doing the new Silent Hill game, and it was called Silent Hills? There's a wee thing about it, and that fucking Kishima guy was doing that, but then it got fucking scrapped.
Yeah. Well, that was a massive thing years ago. Yeah, PT. Yeah, playable trailer. That was what it was about. That was Silent Hills, and Kojima got fucking axed from Konami, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that game never went through, and this was supposed to be their fucking comeback. Well, it was supposed to be his comeback, and this is why everyone's been so hyped about it, because he got Norman Reedus on board. He got what's his name? What's his name? Del Toro.
Del Toro.
Norman Reedus was apparently saying he was glad that Silent Hill got axed. He was like, "This is like, wow." Maybe as an actor in the story, it means so much more to him. But as sitting as a gamer, you're like, mate, fucking, you're just.
No, we needed that. We needed that game. But I mean, this is no replacement to that. Even the playable trailer was fucking better than.
Yeah.
Well, I've not played it, so I'm not going to say. But
full disclosure, we have not played the game.
Yeah, right? We have not played the game,
so we shouldn't really be speaking about it. But through previews and everything, and if you watch enough stuff, I think you get a good idea of the game.
Basically, all you need to watch is Mac's review, you know what you need to know about the game.
I would agree with that, because I was thinking of getting this game. No on launch, I wanted to see how it went. I think you were thinking the same as well, Bobby.
Yeah,
I'll get it later on down the line.
Yeah.
See how it goes. I mean, I might still, but I'm talking if it's free in PSN, I'll play it. Because after watching the actual gameplay of this fucking game, man.
If it's free.
If it comes on PSN, then I'll play it, dude, man. Because, I mean, you'll see what I mean after watching this review. There's bosses you can walk away from, right? And you still got all your stuff, no penalty.
You don't need to fight them.
The combat looks shocking. Now, everybody's been going on about the walking mechanics in it, and I was thinking people are just overreacting. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I bet you if I go in there, I'll be able to do it, no bother. Then I watched this trailer, and I'm thinking, right, it must be bigger bricks you need to, like when you're climbing over these things, you'll fall on it. No, literally wee tiny pebbles in the ground, man, and the guy goes flying, like Bobby said, as if he's been fucking doing the pub all night, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he really literally does, and that's when he's got the basic very first fucking things on his back. You know, he's holding something that my lad wouldn't fall over holding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's just like overkill.
Yeah, it's a bit over the top. I mean, I could understand it when he's got a fucking mountain of packages on his back, but not when he's fucking just got a backpack.
Made that a VR game, shouldn't have?
Well, I mean, I've seen reviews all over the spectrum to this game. You know what I mean? Some people like it, some people don't. And I know I watch a certain couple of reviewers, and I know kind of what they like and what I like. You know, and like most of them that I watch have basically said, the game's alright at points. It's a grind that could have been done with cutting a lot of fucking trimming the fat. Do you know what I mean? It could have been 20 hours less of an experience or whatever, right? But then you've got other motherfuckers.
Review that you told me about.
Sorry. Then you've got other motherfuckers that's giving it 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, with them 10 out of 10s, it's not justified whatsoever, and I said this to you earlier, didn't I?
Yep.
It's you can see by reading the reviews, right, they come up with about 2 or 3 points that would actually be 2 or 3 points off a game. Any other game, it'd be 2 or 3 points off it, because they say stuff like it's not very fun, it's very repetitive. Already that's 2 points. If a game's not fun and it's repetitive as fuck, that's 2 points off a fucking score. Right? Then you get to the end of the review, they'll say, oh, but the end of the story is good, it's all this about connecting with other players, because if they drop a fucking ladder in the game, it's in your game, whoop-de-fucking-do. And that makes it a 10, all of a sudden. Bullshit. I bet if fucking Hideo Kojima wasn't in the game, fucking Norman Reedus wasn't on there, Del Toro wasn't on there, whatever his name is, and all the other names that are in there, if it was by just a normal indie game fucking developer, this would be getting 2 and 3s, just like Mac said, and he's fucking bang right.
Mac actually hit the nail on the head when he said that, because it is true, the hype behind this game for what its budget was and what time development it's had is fucking exponential compared to what the product you'll get, right?
Can I ask you two guys, do you feel slightly let down by that? Because I remember you were buzzing for this game, Bobby, man, a few months back.
Mate, what I expected from this game and what it has turned out to be, and I don't mean to fucking do this, but I'm going to use another example, is, I know it's your favourite game, but it's Anthem with me. I need to just let me just hear me out. I don't hate Anthem as the game. I don't hate I don't hate Anthem. I don't just dislike Anthem. It's not about the game and stuff like that. What it is about with me is what it was meant to be and what it's turned out to be, right? Because when they advertised it and when they first announced it in E3, they showed this massive, in-depth fucking single player with co-op. You could go through the whole game, and it was supposed to be this big, immersive fucking story. And what they turned out, we know about the story behind it. They completely cocked up. They didn't know what was going off with the game until the fucking month before it. You know what I mean? So. There was fundamental things wrong within the studio and the people behind it, so it's not Anthem's fault. I don't hate Anthem just for it being Anthem. I don't hate that. What I hate is that my passion for that game was built up over the last 2 years before it was released, and then it just came out to be like an online-only service kind of game, and I was just like, that's what blew it with me, is because I was so ready for a fucking world that they were showing, and then it just didn't turn out to be that. And it's the same with Death Stranding. I was like, basically we've been kept in the dark for the last 3 years about what Death Stranding is, and I thought that was a good sign. I thought, fucking, it's going to drop, and it's going to be some massive, immersive fucking, loads of different things to do, dig deep combat, fucking, and it's just this fucking walking simulator. When you hear that after all this hype, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think somebody said it was like walking simulator taken to its fullest potential, and it's basically
it's an actual walking simulator. You actually
in a fucking dystopian
walking
future. Do you know what I mean? Where you fling shit bombs at people.
Right, they got Norman Reedus. Oh, he's in The Walking Dead. See, he's good at walking, so we'll get him in this game.
That's it, mate. Yes.
That's what we do. We'll make him walk until he's dead. The Walking Dead will walk until he's dead.
Okay, we're taking piss now. We should stop.
Well,
they really likes motorbikes, so they give him a bike in the game, but you only get that after about 20 hours of gameplay, and I can't be fucked with that. I mean, that's 20 hours gameplay.
Depends if it's 20 hours of good gameplay. This is the thing I was saying with I'll go back to Kingdom Come. You play that intro in Kingdom Come and you feel like that's like halfway point in most games. Do you know what I mean? And this is just you fucking finish the prologue. And it's been enjoyable.
Do you know, wait till you see the YouTube video of the speedrun of Death Stranding, right? And it takes a week to watch it.
Fucking hell.
We should hate it there, because I'm just so glad that some other game's going to get bashed soon, you know what I mean? Because Anthem's had it for the last fucking 9-10 months, you know what I mean?
Well, that's it. You just said it. G, you were wanting to touch on what Anthem had been doing recently.
It's done some really cool stuff, man. Freaking.
You think so?
Well, aye, man, because the world's progressed, the world looks different, they've stabilised a lot of stuff.
I'll give you that.
Still moan that they can't get into games, and man, bullshit, it's never happened to me, you know what I mean, in the game whatsoever.
No, I've not had any problems at this launch.
The Cataclysm, you never really played that much of it. I played it, I loved it. The Cataclysm's played out.
But even that, G, what they showed about what the Cataclysm should have been and what it actually ended up being was a lot fucking less than what it should have been. Well, I know what you're saying,
No. It depends what you watched of the Cataclysm, because see when they done the very first stream of actual
I watched
of the
what they showed,
right? And it was fucking terrible looking, right? And what it looks like now when the Cataclysm came out, it looks so much better than what they showed you of the original gameplay in the stream, because when they showed you the original gameplay of the stream, they were shiting themselves. You've seen them in the developers' places, they were actually, this is what you're going to do here, and everybody slated it. There was no storm, there was no nothing, and once it came out they added all this extra shit into it, and it made it a lot more whole and a lot more better.
Well, I think I don't know about that, but I don't know what you watched, mate, but I watched the thing that was they were showing a stream of the Cataclysm, and it showed fucking leaves flying up, fucking trees flying up, fucking in front here and shit like that, and there was rain fucking pummeling and fucking. But then all it was a little bit of blue storm. It weren't cinematic. They was actually walking through it. They were showing you that before the game came out. They showed that segment of gameplay that looked like a really immersive fucking cooperative experience. You know what I mean? Where they showed the walkers going like literally walking across those bits. I don't know what they're called in the game. Those massive things. It showed them walking in front, and one of them falling down in front of you, but that doesn't actually happen.
No. Here we are.
Right. Yeah, no, because I know the thing you're talking about, because I've seen the same video the folk put up and stuff like that. They try and translate game even more. There was a cinematic thing that they showed that the Cataclysm would look like, and they're never going to look like that.
No, but the thing is, G, they weren't a cinematic. This is what I'm getting at. Is what I'm not dissing the game. I'm dissing the people who were making the game. They tried to advertise that as actual gameplay. They were saying this is the gameplay, and then it came out and it was all false. That's what I got my back up against, is the people behind it, not the game itself.
No, definitely.
It's the money,
Then can I just quickly jump in here that you say the thing about the blue filter that you seen? That's the same thing I seen it on. It was terrible looking and that. That's the thing. I think they do a lovely bit, and that was the footage they showed you for the BTS before it came out. And they've done 2 weeks of that to let folk play it and they got feedback. Then they brought it out and it looked so much better. Like, remember Baltic? When you were playing it, you were like, this is what.
Maybe they improved it from. Yeah, from when it first dropped and people playing say, oh look at it, it's crap. But you still wouldn't.
They're doing a lot of public test service, a lot of folk in and play it first then.
But I'm not talking about that gameplay, I'm talking about before that, when they first announced and showed gameplay of what was supposed to be the Cataclysm. Not people who were playing it on day one and saying, oh look at this shit. I'm on about before that, again the developers were showing gameplay of a Cataclysm, and it was totally different to what was released.
I remember the video, Bobby, I remember.
Yeah. It looked fucking immense, like proper in-your-face storms.
It was the world was ripping apart in front of you.
Yeah.
Jeez, you remember it, man? It was fucking
that was the thing they showed.
That's what I'm getting at.
Before they cancelled the roadmap and everything.
Yeah. See the thing you were watching, was that the thing they showed you at E3? The game
no. It was after that. This is after the game was released, and I'm talking about when they first announced the Cataclysm, and some developers in there showing, oh look at this, what you can do, and this, that, and the other, and this is what we're going to bring in, and it ended up not being that. I'm not talking about the guys who were pissing on the blue filter and shit like that. I'm talking about the developers showing the Cataclysm off for the first time, and what they showed was completely
I need to see that because I never seen that. But then
you need to watch that, mate. You need to watch that, and then watch what they give you.
Because I think they know the thing that you're talking about, man, because it shows you what to do with this storm. We're going to fly into it, and the way they go, they fly into it.
No, listen, it's not a diss on Anthem at all. Like, it's the developers, mate. They're the ones who are fucking it up, not the game itself. The game itself isn't at fault. It's the people who are fucking showing this shit and then not following through with it.
Can I just interject, boys? I think it shows the demise of BioWare that's been happening.
It does, yeah.
They've went off a slope since Mass Effect 2. The cunts have went downhill. They've had an exodus of staff. It's just not the same company it was anymore.
I don't know if it's a massive fucking hand to EA, isn't it?
It's EA, and there's not been an exodus of staff. There's 3 photos left that I know of.
BioWare's a staff of hundreds, man. There's loads of folk left since Mass Effect 2, which
loads left, mate. Some of the biggest names in BioWare have gone.
Yeah, since Mass Effect 2, right? Mass Effect 2 was arguably their best game, right?
Yeah.
Before that, it was Jedi Knight, Old Republic. That was arguably their best game. Certainly the best 2 reviewed, right? See, since Mass Effect 2, dude, they had all the shit. I liked Mass Effect 3, not as much as 2, but I really liked it, and I wasn't so upset about the end as all these other cunts is. But they had that huge scandal, man, with the end of Mass Effect 3, to the point where they had to go and patch it and patch in new endings. Right?
I remember that, man.
Then they had the fucking total arse failure of Mass Effect Andromeda, which I played through and completed as well, and it was nowhere near the level of the first 3 games. And you're talking a different console generation. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, there's something fundamentally wrong within BioWare.
I think there's too much going on, like they're trying to do Dragon Age, that Anthem game, they get too much pressure here and everywhere.
Dragon Age was decent, man. I like that fucking...
I love Dragon Age, mate. I just don't like what they're doing with the fucking new one.
Development as well, so they just need to
They've got problems in the company, dude, and I don't know when they were bought by EA, when they started getting published by EA. Was that always the case, Bobby?
I don't know. I don't know if it was always the case. I'm not sure.
I think it was with Mass Effect and all that, and Knights of the Old Republic.
Can I interject one thing about Anthem? I think I told you about this earlier online, but I don't know if you remember both when I was talking about it. See the engine they used, they used the Frostbite engine.
It's Frostbite, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Frostbite designed is a bad engine that they used to use for it. They were using a different engine to begin with, then somebody came along with whoever it was and went, no, use this engine instead.
EA, because they own the DICE engine.
And and the dice engine basically fucking is designed for like your Battlefront type things, big fucking multiplayer battle things like that. It's not designed for fucking games like Anthem, and it's
well,
so
this is probably one of the reasons, G, why it ended up being a multiplayer game and not a fucking single player immersive experience.
Exactly.
Like it was
it's so hard to program and do things with that, and that's why there were so many bugs and glitches to begin with.
Aye, but you can't give them credit for that. Like just saying, oh, they got this engine and they did well.
Oh no, I'm not giving credit for that engine. I'm just saying that's a big mistake. They
just shouldn't have fucking been fucking around like that in the first place. It should, you advertise a game and then you bring out something completely different. Yeah. You should at least announce that and say, look, this is not the fucking game anymore. You know what I mean? And that's what pissed me off with it, is they just never told anyone. They're just like, no one knew about this scandal of like, no one in the studio knew what the game was even creating.
Yeah. That's the thing I was going to mention. That's the thing you can see is written all over Anthem. They didn't know what they were doing when they made all these videos about cataclysms. Yeah, they had ideas. They didn't know what they could deliver, and they just fucking blew it out. And obviously every single worker there's been like, what the fuck, mate, we're never going to be able to make this. Do you know what I mean? They knew. They fucking knew if they did. Do you know what I mean?
This is why I'm hoping
quit this, G.
Star Wars game,
and in fact, never mind, let's just keep it going. We're getting a challenge, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it's like EA came out and said there'll be folk who'll pay for this, man. There's 3 folk or 3 folk that's going to be left BioWare just now. I think they're going to take the fuck off.
Exactly, aye. It is EA's fault. They've done it to so many companies, dude. They make them release shit games and then they shut them down. They're known for it.
What am I trying to get here? What am I hitting checkpoints? What are we doing here?
Score and hitting checkpoints, I'll just score to the end. Just score with the jumps and shit. Whoa.
Hey, so shall we swiftly move on from this?
Yes.
Before it
Get away from Anthem,
far?
my god, yes.
See, quickly before you go maybe Anthem,
right.
One thing that annoys me the most about BioWare and Anthem, right, is the lack of sometimes communication, because the only thing that happen really is through YouTube, the 2 main people on YouTube, and that's all the information of the game is happening. But anyway, still loving the game though, and get the good and the bad with it, so let's move on to the next one. Remnant from last year's Bolt when we get that thing's a birthday, hit me up here about this.
Oh, that's what you're planning on dropping, is it?
Yeah. and kid and you. I'm just joking.
You'll do anything to get any people into your fucking co-op games, don't you?
This is what I thought. It was funny last week. He got his first full squad in ages, man, and it was the best Anthem we'd played for a long time, because it's so much better with a full squad, and it's a good game when it's experienced like that. When you just take away everything, all the pish, put the game on with 4 folk and play it. It's actually no too bad, but that comes with a huge caveat that you've got to have played basically the campaign, which is interspersed with agonising fucking dialogue that you cannot skip, that you must walk about at the speed of a fucking turtle, right, to go and talk to these guys in a fucking stupid hub world, right, that's totally fucking uninspired and uninteresting, and breaks all semblance of co-opness, all semblance of fucking progression together. It's a broken fucking campaign.
You know what? Do you know what I think that hub thing is? I think that's the remnants of what the game was supposed to be left over.
It is. They'd programmed all that and thought, well, we're keeping it in. It's single player shit, but fuck it. You know what I mean?
See, that's what the game was supposed to.
See, that's it. And see if they'd have concentrated on that, because BioWare actually knocked it out of the park with the mechanics in that game. I think they're really nice. The flying is the best flying in any game that you play. The shooting's alright, man. The combo system and the special moves are pretty good, but the flying, dude, and that could even be better. Do you know what I mean? That could be a bit faster and stuff. But it's all to do with the hardware limitations. Yeah, I'm interested to see an Anthem 2 on next gen, put it that way. But is that us then? Can we move on for Anthem? Because we're running out of time here, guys.
Yeah, we don't
be wrapping this up soon. So anybody else get any other games they've been playing they want to mention?
10 minutes.
Yeah, well, we've got 10 minutes, folks. Anybody else get any other game they want to talk about?
I don't know, what else was we talking about before?
Yeah.
You've been playing new Need for Speed, dude?
Yeah, I've been, well, I say I've been playing it, I started playing and then King of Come entered my life, yeah.
Is it the new Need for Speed you've been playing then, eh?
Yeah, I've done a couple, I've done 2 streams on it.
There's a couple streams up.
I say
it's fucking, I love it, it's a brilliant fucking Need for Speed game. I can't say a bad word about it.
Really?
Yeah,
because it did
I love
look...
it. It's back to fucking how it used to be, mate.
Is it back to fucking... Underground 2? That was the best one, man, in my eyes. Something similar to that. Open world, day and night time cycles, no stupid hot pursuit pish. You know what I mean? Yeah,
what I'm saying is it's back to its roots is because it's the control and stuff like that. It's the sense of speed and stuff like that is back, whereas in Payback and fucking Rivals it just wasn't there. It was there when you boosted, but the normal, there was no tenseness in the races, and there was I've had so many fucking close calls on that game, mate, on the new one. It's just fucking, it really fucking felt good. And the Payback as well, it's so easy to get through, mate. You just rinsed everyone every single time.
Yeah.
And there were no tenseness in it, there were no, mad cop chases. I mean, the good thing about the Heat is that at night time, it's a completely different game at night time. If you get cops on your arse, if you get like a heat level, a bit like in GTA, similar to that. And you kind of risk, it's kind of a risk reward system where the longer you stay out, the more heat you get, the more multiplier of rep you get, which is like basically a currency for unlocking new car parts, new cars and stuff like that. And the heat that you get is just unbelievable, and trying to escape from it is just fucking nail biting, because these coppers are fucking relentless. And I can't wait to be able to. Yeah, I can't wait to be able to get up to like Heat 5 and trying to escape fucking multiple helicopters, rhino fucking vehicles. It's so good, so good.
Well, that's the thing, it's the feeling in racing games that are the main thing, so if it's got that feeling, then yeah, you can get into it.
I'm not one for arcade races. I'm not arcade, sim races, like, that are really meticulous with the cornering and stuff. I like to hit a corner at, say, 150 and just fucking fly around.
You like your mere arcadey stuff.
You can do that. But at the same time, it does have that, it's not too over the top with it. It's not like, it's not like
you still need a bit of skill to go, exactly.
You still need to master every car has a particular way it handles and stuff, and that's what I love about it. I got in a new car the other day after mastering this other car. I was going around corners like a piece of piss. Got in this new car, mate, I was like, fucking hell, I'm back to normal. When I first started the game again, I didn't know what I was doing. And it just took a bit of tuning, fine tuning in the car, and you can do this thing called live tuning where you adjust the ratio and stuff like that on the car, and it just you just find that sweet spot, mate, and it just fucking works, and I love it. But I've not delved enough into it to kind of go any deeper than that yet, so I can't really say much more.
What, mate?
Yeah, mate.
What car did you pick in it?
No, I'm a full-on muscle man, mate. I've had a Mustang and a Dodge Charger.
Nice, I like the Charger, isn't it?
Yes, I think I showed that in the stream. It was
that was the one you were racing.
Yeah, mate. You know me, mate. I've got a Dodge Avenger, and I've always wanted. It's like I wanted the Charger, mate, but I just cannot afford that fucking shit. You know what I mean? So
how much is the Charger?
I don't know, mate, but I don't know about the price of the car, but I'm on about the amount it's gonna guzzle. Is what I can't. My Avenger takes it's just about fucking 5 to the gallon, mate.
Fucking hell, man. That's American for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
That's minted. So you think it's worth checking out if you like your Need for Speed? You think it's a good return to form for the series?
I think it is a good return form, yeah. It is.
Because it has been lacking. What's the last one we played, G? Do you remember the name yet?
Well, that one was at Rivals. That wasn't Rivals. God.
There was Rivals and there was Payback recently.
Payback was the one that was going to be like Fast and the Furious, wasn't it? I don't. The old
Nissan. We didn't play that one. It was the one before that. So.
Yeah, that would have been
Rivals.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. Then the one. No, the last one was it not just Need for Speed?
No, there was Rivals, and there was Need for Speed, which was supposed to be like underground with all that stupid live action.
And that was shit. That was fucking shit.
Yeah, then there was Payback, which was the most recent one. That was one with the Nissan Skyline on the front of the fucking thing.
Yeah, it's gonna let you.
Then it's Heat. But this is better than all three of them.
Good. Probably get it when it's cheap in a couple of years' time or whatever, man. That's how I roll with the kind of fucking games.
I like when they redone Most Wanted.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what this is more akin to, is Most Wanted. That's what this is more like. The relentlessness of the coppers on Most Wanted.
Aye, that was
like this.
What?
Oh, so good.
Well, the only other thing I was wanting to touch on, if you're finished with Need for Speed, mate, was a wee bit of Outer Worlds, man.
Now, go ahead with that one, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing it. I need to fucking insert a caveat here. I'm playing it on the PS4 original, right? And that thing's starting to fucking show its age, man.
Yeah.
I'm noticing it more and more in the games I'm playing, man. Even with I've got the HDR on now, which makes a difference with the HDR telly. It definitely makes a big difference. But I mean, just for frame rate, popping and things like that, it's really struggling. And I've noticed quite a bit out with Outer Worlds. And I've seen a lot of cunts praising this game as if it's like, whoa, this is the best thing since sliced bread, yo, Bethesda were showing you how to do it and all that crap, right? And while I agree with that quite a bit, right, I agree with a lot of that sentiment, I still think it's basically Bethesda by the numbers, even though it's no Bethesda, do you know what I mean? But I still think it's, even though people are saying there's unexpected shit, there's been nothing really that much unexpected for me. You know, and the quests are certainly more interesting, and it's certainly better writing than fucking the past few Bethesda games, I'd say. It's still no fucking revolutionary, it's pretty similar to what you've played, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got...
Yeah, and I've heard it's very dialogue heavy.
Oh, it's really dialogue heavy. It's like, I'm not even joking, man. You think Fallout's fucking bad, man? Oh my god. I mean, I'm trying to... Did you ever play Mass Effect 1?
Yeah, I played all the Mass Effect, yeah.
Yeah. So you know how Mass Effect 1 was well more dialogue heavy than Mass Effect 2?
Yeah.
Well, this is like more heavy than Mass Effect 1. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it really is. And the thing is, the combat encounters in it, they're pretty standard, man. It's a pretty standard affair. You can do a wee bit of stealth, you can obviously concentrate on different levels and stuff.
Yeah.
What you want your guy to have, whether he's a stealth cat, a melee guy, or a fucking long range shooter or whatever. But the combat encounters are brief. They're not really inspired or anything, you know. It's
right, yeah.
The enemies that I've played so far are pretty basic as well. Nothing really gives you much of a problem. The best thing is the slowdown, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so basically, a lot of the fighting is just cannon fodder.
It is, mate, and the thing is, it's so sparse in that.
Right.
You know, that's the thing I like in the games, being overpowered and the combat things getting you. I like the stories as well, but the stories always lead to some kind of climactic fight or some shite. The fights I've had in this, even against like the bigger guys that I've went and seen, they just don't work out as much, you know. I mean, the combat's pretty, as I say, basic. The shooting is like what you'd expect for a Fallout, you know, it's nowhere near good. So, in Fallout, where they have the VAT system, it's vastly superior to this slowdown system that they've got in their game. And even though they've got some interesting characters, it's nothing you've not seen before. That's the point I'm trying to get about it. It says, if that's the game you're after, then cool, just don't expect it to be doing nothing as mad as what all these people are going on about, I think. So far, I mean, granted, I'm only about fucking 10-15 hours, no, 15 maybe 20 hours into the game. I've been doing all the side quests, clearing every zone before I move on, do you know what I mean? Really getting in there. And even though the world and everything's good, and it's separate hub worlds and stuff, it's just that combat and gameplay stuff really fucking that's the shit I used to look forward to. Yeah, I used to look forward to that in Fallout. Do you know, getting the headshots and taking somebody's leg out? And although you could do similar things in this, you know, it's just not as good. It really isn't.
Yeah, I think what it is with that game, mate, is that everyone's so dry on a Fallout or something. They're just getting too excited.
Yeah.
That something similar is out. You know what I mean? So they're getting like, oh my god, it's fucking.
They've overhyped it. I do think it's overhyped, aye.
Yeah, well, that's it's a bit disappointing, but I will get that, I suppose, when it drops down.
It could be because of Kingdom Come, dude. Do you know what I mean? Playing that game's like so refreshing. It just makes everything else seem like, right, I can't be bothered with this, you know.
What Kingdom Come's done for me is what God awarded for platformers. You know what I mean? It's just fucking, there's nothing. You can't play. You can't go and play I don't know. I can't think of anything like God of War now, but off the top of my head. But you can't go and just play another game because God of War just fucking showed you how it's done.
Exactly, mate.
You know what I mean? It's like Kingdom Come now. I'm going to be fucking worried going to another RPG because I'm just thinking like, if it's not like this now, I'm going to be fucking bored.
Well, just earlier on, you were slagging open worlds, and I was doing the same, but yet Kingdom Come's an open world, a huge open world, man. I just think the choices they've made and the mechanics are good, man. And that's one thing I would want to go back to Days Gone that we were talking about earlier on, just for our last wee thing. Hello, how we doing? We've got 3 viewers now, boys. Say hello.
I'm sorry, hello there.
That's all good. When it comes to Days Gone, like, I thought that map, as you said, the open world, they did make a few good choices, but quite a few bad choices as well. It was mundane. The thing that pisses me off in that game so much is the story levels where it just cramps your speed to half speed, and it's not even fast at its top speed anyway. Do you know what I mean, really?
Yeah,
using the nitros, you can still pretty much drive about everywhere after a while, and it just slows down everything that doesn't need to be slowed, and that's what I hate in open worlds. So that's one thing I do like about the outer worlds. It's mere wee mini hub areas, you know, and you can you don't feel this huge. You know, when you look at the huge map, you're like, oh my god, look all the things I've got to go and fucking check out. Obviously, because there's something out there. You know what I mean? The completion is so CD in me.
That's what I kind of get that feel from Days Gone, mate. That's what. It's hard for me to get into it because it feels just like a tropey open world. But I mean, it's got. I mean, I know that the story there is fucking is good, and I'm starting to feel for Deacon and stuff like that, and I'm getting into it in that sense. But it's just the trudging across the world and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. I can't get into the world itself. Like Kingdom Come gets you into the world, and you feel for everything, and you feel for every step you take. And Days Gone, it just feels like, oh, God, I've got to run over here, right, bike over here, go and clear this camp out, go back. I don't know. I'm a bit tired of that at the minute.
Yeah, mate. It's very, very repetitive, and I think, see if you've got that completionist mentality in Days Gone.
Yeah, like we have.
Yeah, it's gonna fuck up the pacing of the story for you in a big way, and that's what's happened to both of us. But Deacon definitely grows on you, I think, in the kind of second half of the game that I've played so far.
I'm not going to say I won't finish it off. I do want to get back to it, but it's literally just the story pulling me through at this point. You know what I mean? If it weren't for the story, mate, I don't think I'd be giving it a second thought.
Well, that's the thing, as we were saying earlier on, it really drip feeds you the mechanics and power-ups in such a way, it just by the time you get something, you're like, yeah, I needed this like fucking 5 hours ago, you cunts, you know what I mean? To get a decent gun in the game and all that just takes far too long in my eyes, you know? They could have speeded up all that, but again, that maybe comes back to completionist. Whereas a thing like Kingdom Come, we'll go back to that again because that's the game of the fucking year so far. As me and Bobby both said, maybe not for me just yet. I'm not as far down it, but I don't think I've had a game captivate me like this for fucking years. I can't remember.
It's like I was saying to you earlier, mate. I've never had a game in my whole fucking 20 odd years of gaming.
Cool, mate.
That has had me more immersed than what that game's had me. It's just so it's next level. And in a way, I kind of wish I'd have played last year, like I said, so I could have gave it the Game of the Year last year. But in terms of this year, obviously it's not officially going to be Game of the Year because it's not out this year, but it's the best game I've played all year. By far. And that says something about the games that have come out this year.
Well, it does. It really does. I mean, I was struggling myself to think of Game of the Year, and I mean, when I'm saying World War Z's in contention for my Game of the Year, I'm realising how shit this year's been, you know?
Well, that does put it into perspective, doesn't it, really?
I mean, I like my multiplayer.
I'm not saying that game's shit,
stuff.
but I'm just saying, if you look at the previous year, you had God of War, then this year you're saying fucking World War Z, or whatever it was you just said. You know what I mean?
Maybe not for my very top game, but it'd be one or two for what I've played and enjoyed this year. I really enjoyed that game and what they've done with it. I've played a bit of Division 2. It's a lot better than the first one. What else was there out this year, man? I mean, the Resident Evil 2 remake looked really good, but can you give a remake Game of the Year? I don't know, and I've not played it yet.
I suppose in this situation you can, because it was completely remade from the ground up. You know what I mean? It was completely redone. But I don't know. Looking through my games, I can't remember. I played Greedfall, like I said, but you know I'm an RPG whore, so. But I mean, I suppose Wreckfest can be quite high up on the list as well, because that was a fucking brilliant game.
That looks like a game I want to try out, man. It's like Destruction Derby racing type shit, man, with all the bangers and stuff. Looks really good.
But going through my list now, I'm looking down here, and there's Sekiro, which I fucking started to like, and then pissed me off. But I'm looking through my list here, and all of these are games that was already out. They're not even been out this year. I'm going through about 20 games here on the top of my trophy list. Obviously, that I've played recently. None of them have been out this year, apart from Greedfall and Wreckfest in the top 20, mate. And that says something.
It really does, man.
You know, obviously, apart from Days Gone, which we spoke about, and Need for Speed Heat and stuff like, but I'm talking underneath that. I mean, there's Sekiro about 25 games down. Metro Exodus, I suppose.
You quite like that. Now, that's a game, I've played the intro to that, where you get away in the train, and just, I don't know if it wasn't at the right time for me or whatever, man, I just wasn't feeling it. I'm like, see all the cut things, like, it was what Mac was saying, and I usually don't let these things bother me in a game. Do you know when it takes control off you, and you're walking through a wee bit, and you need to slow down, and then there's a big fight scene in the next position and all that? There seemed like far too fucking much of that at the beginning of that game for me, man. Even to the point where you're supposed to jump on the top of a train, and then it takes it away from you, and I'm like, what the fuck, just let me fucking do that.
You see, I can't remember that being a problem. I don't know if it were just... I don't know. I'm
I
don't
know, mate. It was just like, it just felt annoying, and it felt like over kind of fucking too much talking at the beginning. I thought, you know, when you first escape in that train.
Yeah, I think maybe you're talking about right at the start of the game. It does kind of give you a lot of that. Yeah. But then when it opens when it drops you into that first hub world, mate, the first area, and you're just left to fucking go where you want to do the quest you want to. That's where it started to kick off for me, and I really started to enjoy it. The first and second area. Now I'm on the last area, and I still haven't finished it because the last area just didn't hit home with me. I don't know why, but the last area just kind of dropped down. I don't know why, what it was.
Well, that is one game I'm going to try out, though. I want to play that for our wee Game of the Year, whatever we choose today, man. We'll need to be getting in picks soon. But I think that's about us for this stream. We've went overboard with our time anyway, as we always fucking do.
As we always fucking do.
Yeah, we'll say cheerio for G. He'll not be back at this point, I don't think. But thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed our wee game of discussion, as I say. Game chat is our wee fucking fast and loose podcast. We're just saying cheerio, export, so say bye-bye to the people, let you wrap it up.
Cheerio and bye-bye. I'll let wrap it up with this right now, because you know it's just about to happen.
Yes, what's about to happen, G? What's coming live on the channel right now?
What's coming next, boys?
It's coming. Star Wars. Woo! What's the season 2?
What's the actual... What is the actual title of the shit?
It's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Boom. Right, so that'll be coming live on the channel. Hope you've enjoyed the wee game chat podcast. We'll be back again. Catch yous. Cheerio, boys.
Catches.
broadcast button.